Implications of their academic work stand without raising further epistemological questions, they retreated from their obligation to the people, leaving their human needs unattended. The people, abandoned by the intellectuals, looked for certainty, but without guidance, and they found it in places far removed from knowledge. As occurred in Horkheimer's time, unexplored and unresolved epistemological issues function to give space to the most reactionary forms of thinking, sanctioning exclusion, inequality, and aggression. In Horkheimer's time, as in ours, apparently progressive epistemological assumptions culminated in the most reactionary forms of thinking and action. In the 1950s and 1960s, the Jesuit theologian and philosopher Bernard Lonergan undertook the necessary task of formulating a cognitional theory that completed the unfinished epistemological task of the time. His cognitional theory, largely ignored beyond Jesuit circles, explains practical, concrete steps that we humans can take if we truly have a desire to understand, in order to arrive to a universal understanding of issues that pertain to the true and the right. Although we begin the quest for understanding with a partial formulation that is informed by our social context, if we are driven by a desire to know, and if we seek personal encounter with persons of other horizons, we are able to discover questions that are relevant to the issue at hand, questions that we did not know to ask when our understanding was confined to our own social context. If we address these questions, we arrive to an understanding that takes us beyond the partial understanding with which we begin. I studied Lonergan's cognitional theory after I had previously encountered Black nationalist theory at the Center for Inner City Studies in Chicago in the early 1970s, where I had learned a Black perspective on global affairs which centered on colonial analysis, a perspective that was fundamentally different from white historical and social scientific perspectives which were trapped in colonial denial. I could see that the experience had led me to discover and address questions that previously had been beyond my horizon, and that this experience of cross-horizon encounter had transformed my understanding. The application of the lessons of this experience do not require a great leap. The power of the Black nationalist critique was due to its connection to a social movement constituted by an oppressed sector of the society. In this case, the Black movement in the United States, which particularly in its Black nationalist tendency